What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at again with another video. So I want to check out Rusev returns to WWE. Lana may also be making a return to WWE. Some other WWE controversy. Rey Fenix WWE debut and other wrestling related news. I did see some people mention that or talk about Rusev returning to WWE. I don't know if it's been confirmed that he's been signed officially, but it's going to be very interesting to see how things are going to play out if this is true and, you know, he is back with the WWE. How would this run be different? Obviously, Rusev was hella over at the detriment to his career. Honestly, he got over in a gimmick that he wasn't supposed to get over, and obviously Vince and management, they didn't like it. They didn't like it at all, and it was kind of weird for him to reach the brass ring, as they say, but Vince didn't want that, you know. So it's very weird how those type of situations happen. A wrestler gets over and management or Vince are not a big fan of it, even though it makes them money. So they'll do everything in their power to kill it or to squash it, even though that's what you're supposed to be doing. I don't know. It was a definitely a weird situation for Rusev when he was in WWE. Let's see what's going on here. Appreciate all love, support. We're gonna get right into this, man.
Guys, it is WrestleMania here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Rusev officially back in WWE. Lana is not, though. Is WWE really planning a PLE in Mexico? The backstage reaction to El Grande Americano. Rey Fenix's WWE debut plans have been leaked. An update on Mick Foley's current condition after an accident. Booker T fires back at bold accusations from Vlad TV. Is Aiden English returning to revive Rusev Day? And much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on WrestleMania XL. Now let's do the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, top story today takes a look at Rusev officially back in WWE, but not Lana. Now, top of today's news is a report that a former WWE superstar is set to return, as PW Insider's Mike Johnson is reporting on the latest WWE star headed back after a stretch in AEW. PWInsider.com has confirmed with multiple sources that Rusev, aka Miro in AEW, has been at the WWE HQ in Stamford, Connecticut all day today and was spotted by multiple sources. According to those we've spoken with today, Rusev has signed with the company and was at HQ today to set the stage for his return. There's definitely some interesting takeaways from Johnson's report, including that Rusev's wife CJ Perry, aka WWE superstar Lana, wasn't present at WWE HQ. And according to the Wrestling Observer Radio, Miro signed, CJ did not sign and was not there. Basically, when asking, I was given the impression that she would not be back. You never know for sure, but she did not sign, and he did. As no details on when Rusev will appear on WWE television, but as fans have seen with past signings, Creative has no problem waiting for months before finding the right storyline for new signings. Then again, Creative also has no problem waiting months to build storylines for existing superstars, so Rusev may have a long wait until he appears on television. However, WWE could go all out for the Raw after WrestleMania and debut in there for a shock return. Next up is WWE.
If they're going to do it, right now there isn't anything going. They're only a few weeks out from WrestleMania. You want the Raw after WrestleMania to kind of be a reset. I think that would be dope. I think that would be cool to bring him back. The crowd would definitely pop to see Rusev back. You would have the Rusev Day chants back. It would be great. It would be fucking great. So, hey, if they're going to do anything, I think they should wait till after WrestleMania, give him something to sink his teeth into, to get back into the swing of things. And, you know, that's the best stage to possibly do that, to build up some buzz and momentum. So, hopefully, this time around, things go well for Rusev, man.
WWE really planning a PLE in Mexico? Or could Mexico be the latest international venue for a WWE PLE?
I can see
While
it happening.
Fans have heard false rumors about WWE booking a premium live event in the home of Lucha Libre, WrestleVotes is reporting, well, the real WrestleVotes, Mexico has been discussed heavily. I don't know if it's official. The London thing is always there. They're always wanting shows. They always put themselves out there to get big shows. Look, WWE is going to go where they make the most money. Internationally has been selling out just as much as domestic.
It has.
WWE officials seem well aware that the demand for their product is high in international markets, and as we pointed out before, booking PLEs outside the US theoretically boosts demand for PLEs when they return to the US. Wrestling promoters have traditionally relied on international shows when business is down, and while that's not the case with WWE, it's proven successful. Given WrestleMania's less than robust ticket sales, WWE may opt for an international venue for the show of shows sooner rather than later.
I can see
Next
that
up,
happening.
John Cena is still the king. Now it's time for a reminder why John Cena is still one of wrestling's top draw. WrestleNomics recently tweeted on some impressive YouTube numbers for the recent Raw segment involving John Cena and Cody Rhodes, now surpassed 1 million views on WWE's official YouTube channel. A Sportskeeda discussed the significance of this number, noting that Cena's promo from 2 weeks ago surpassed 1 million YouTube views in 6 hours, while this one passed the million mark in 5 hours. It's clear from those numbers alone that this feud is the hottest thing going into WrestleMania 41. Sure. Next up, the backstage.
That's not a fucking surprise. They're back and forth. Chef's kiss. It was fantastic. So it would make sense their social media numbers are growing, going up at a fast rate because people are interested in this story that they're trying to tell right now.
Reaction to the El Grande Americano controversy. Does the WWE's new luchador El Grande Americano have any backstage heat? The mysterious luchador's debut led to controversy after some fans and lucha libre enthusiasts complained that the character was making fun of Mexico's great lucha libre tradition, as El Grande's hype video where it mentioned the Gulf of America rather than the Gulf of Mexico really didn't help. However, are there any complaints within WWE's locker room? Well, not according to Fightful select Sean Ross Sapp, who discussed the matter during an appearance on The Hump. Nobody cares. I mean, I hate to rain on a lot of people's parade, and you guys, by and large, probably know how I feel about it. The idea of renaming something like that is so stupid. Like, who could possibly care? Yes, it was a thing that they were just poking fun at. El Grande Americano has quickly become one of WWE's hottest acts, as fans wonder what his real relationship to noted lucha hater Chad Gable is. While the WWE's attempts at humor don't always go over, this report suggests the WWE locker room sees it as a way to get El Grande over. Next up,
it's not that big of a deal. I've seen people try to make a big deal out of it. It's not. People just want to complain. It's not, bro. We have seen so much worse on television. It's not. Don't take it that seriously, guys. Please. Please don't take it that seriously. It's not even meant to be taken that seriously, nor would I don't think it's meant to be disrespectful in any sort. It's just, we live in a day and age, people will find anything to take offensive, to be offensive. So it is what it is, bro. Don't watch it.
Phoenix's WWE debut plans have been leaked. Speaking of luchadors, the Wrestling Observer is reporting that WWE has a big feud planned for Rey Fenix. Phoenix, who's set to debut on the 4th April SmackDown, will reportedly work a feud with Andrade. The Observer noted, by the way, Phoenix is going to be feuding with Andrade. I don't know if they'll do it on Friday. This sounds like a great way to showcase Rey's talents and give Andrade a high-profile program, or at least a match on television. Andrade has dropped hints on social media that he's been disappointed with his WWE run so far, so it'll be interesting to see whether this is a competitive feud.
I think the best thing he's done was the best of, I think it was the best of 7 series with Carmelo. That shit was fucking entertaining. They were carrying SmackDown. So, hey, I'm all down for it. Give him something to do. Give them a meaningful feud. Have people care about both of these guys.
WWE needs to be cautious here, as it doesn't want to make Phoenix look weak by getting bogged down in meaningless feuds, as opposed to a program with someone fans believe is a true threat. Next up, an update on Mick Foley. Mick Foley is known for many sick bumps in the ring, but that pales next to the recent automobile accident Mrs. Foley's baby boy walked away from. Now, in case you missed it, Mick was involved in a car crash on 1st April that wrecked the car completely, but saw Mick somehow walk away from it.
Once I seen that on social media and he posted, I was like, bro, I'm so glad that he's okay. But that looks fucking crazy. And it don't even look like he really, suffered any type of injuries visibly. Like, that's the crazy thing.
And now Foley let his fans know how he's doing via his Facebook page, saying, "Accident update. It's been a little over 24 hours since I climbed out of this car, and I'm feeling very fortunate and very grateful.
Yeah.
I do feel like I've been run over by a truck, but the idea that someone would be in an accident like this and walk away with only a soft tissue injury makes me feel like someone was looking out for me. Thank you to all who sent well wishes. I'm back on the road tomorrow and will not miss a single date." And Mick Foley's daughter, Noelle Foley, shared her take on things via Instagram. Flying home to see my dad right now. Thanks to those who reached out. I've honestly been an emotional wreck these past 24 hours, but I'm just so thankful and grateful that he's okay. I put okay in parentheses because he is very banged up and in a great deal of pain and had a concussion, which we all know can be very tricky and symptoms can be delayed after the injury. So I've been frantically worried about him, but just be very happy I'll be landing soon and seeing him shortly. And Noelle also mentioned that this was not an April Fool's joke, as Foley would never joke about a car accident or concussions. We're sending our best to Mick as he recovers from this accident.
Hey, man. Glad he's alive. Wishing him a speedy recovery with whatever injuries he's dealing with. Most people don't walk away from stuff like that. Like, once I seen the picture, I was like, holy. Some of y'all may not believe in God. I choose to. God was looking out for him. God was definitely looking out for him. On that day, man, and I'm wishing him nothing but a speedy recovery, man.
Next up, Booker T fires back at bold accusation from Vlad TV. Booker T is speaking out after YouTuber Vlad TV made an incredibly bold accusation. Vlad, who apparently has beef with Booker over him not appearing on his YouTube show, tweeted, "When Booker T isn't making up lies about refusing to do Vlad TV interviews, he's hanging out with his registered sex offender friend, Chasen Rants. Chasen was convicted of lewd and lascivious sexual battery with a victim who was 12 to 15 years old at the time." But the two-time Hall of Famer responded on X saying, "I've been a guest trainer at hundreds of wrestling schools over the years, helping to teach and mentor up-and-coming talent. I don't conduct background checks on every trainer or individual I've crossed paths with or taken photos with along the way." Booker, who has run a wrestling school and promotion for years, added, "This feels like a clear attempt to falsely associate me with something I have 100% nothing to do with and absolutely no knowledge of. Any student who's trained with me can vouch for that kind of coach, mentor, and person I am. My record speaks for itself." This online onslaught may be due to Booker refusing to appear on Vlad TV. Booker discussed this on his Hall of Fame podcast before Vlad allegedly accused Booker of guilt by association. "They called me back and they offered me money to go on Vlad TV, and I turned it down because I was not going to go on Vlad TV and be exploited." However, Vlad TV tweeted screenshots in support of his claim that Booker T originally agreed to do the show. 100% lying. You happily agreed to do the interview and even showed up to the studio. Here are our initial DMs again. I ran late and you stormed out. I tried to reschedule and you were in your feelings. Making a video saying you turned down Vlad TV because I get people locked up, but forgetting to mention that you actually showed up to a Vlad TV interview is ridiculous. Next up, the end of an era for...
That one, the back and forth between him and Vlad is starting to get a little bit on the messy side. Definitely trying to insinuate that he's working with people, with past histories that I'm sure Booker T's not doing no background checks and trying to figure out what's going on. He's just there to help out, any way he can. That's kind of a low ball move, but also it don't look good that the message just came out showing that he was there and was trying to actively be a part of the show and was looking forward to it, and then just it just didn't transpire. Yeah, man, this whole situation is all really spurred from his issue, Booker T's issue with Swerve and his comments. It's all kind of gotten messy, but I mean, it's Vlad. that kind of comes with the territory. Involving yourself with him, comes with the territory. Maybe Booker had a change of heart and realized maybe this wasn't I needed to do, and then went from there. You can have that be the case, but that's why it's kind of best to kind of let that be what it is. If you want to go on Vlad and do what you got to do, that's your choice. But also, sometimes that may come with extra controversy. So
Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. It looks like a 10-year streak is about to end at WrestleMania 41. Ringside News shared an interesting tidbit about Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, as for the first time in over 10 years, neither Roman Reigns nor Brock Lesnar will compete in a World Championship match at WrestleMania. Next up, Samoa Joe shares his biggest career regret. Samoa Joe has been wrestling since 1999, and while he's had some incredible highs, there's one thing he still can't escape: the 2015 match where he accidentally ended the career of Tyson Kidd, aka TJ Wilson. While Wilson miraculously survived the injury, which reportedly only has a 5% survival rate, he was forced to retire. During an interview with Chris Van Vliet, Joe shared, "To this day, that probably remains the largest regret of my career, just that happened. But when Chris told Samoa Joe that there's nothing he could have done, Joe responded, "Yeah, but that doesn't change things for Tyson. It doesn't change things for a guy who probably was one of the most passionate people in the world of professional wrestling. For a guy who has an amazing mind for it, WWE is fortunate to have him. Even though he's not in a physical role with the company, the finishes he's able to put together matches and be a producer and agent are unparalleled." Next up, an Alpha Academy member.
Yeah, and obviously, that was an accident. And of course, Joe's going to have to live with that because that's not what he wanted to do. I don't think anyone was expecting that. And it's just very unfortunate. I'm glad that it could have been much worse. As y'all heard, 5% survival rate in situations like that. He was one of the 5%. But, I can only imagine like, damn, bro, like living with that. Like, I'm sure it wasn't intentional and, things happen in the ring. But, when you have a good heart and you just care, like you don't want to be the guy that's responsible for someone's career ending in that way, So, hey, I can totally understand why Joe would feel that way, just a moment for him that's like he wish if he could turn back the hands of time, he probably would have did something different.
Retiring, and Akira Tazawa has been wrestling for 20 years, but his time in the ring may be over soon, as Tazawa, who's been in WWE since 2016, tweeted, "It's been 20 years since my first match. Maybe I've been doing this for too long." But Tazawa, a former Cruiserweight champion and 16-time 24/7 champion, has been a supporting player in Alpha Academy. But do you think it's time for the 39-year-old wrestler to leave pro wrestling?
Bro.
And finally, Aiden English returning to revive Rusev Day. And last but not least, now it appears Rusev is headed back to WWE. Could former associate Aiden English return to revive Rusev Day in WWE? And one ex-user suggested, "Drama King Matt just saw Rusev has come back to WWE. You're needed to walk through the door and get those golden pipes up again." Aiden responded, "They have my number." Could the fans see the return of Rusev Day now that you know who is no longer running WWE? Although Rusev and Aiden English were heels at the time, he and English proved popular with the fans over their Rusev Day celebrations. Unfortunately, WWE didn't run with the fan-fueled momentum, a situation some believe was a classic case of leaving money on the table.
Of course.
Would you guys like to see the return of Rusev Day back in WWE?
If they could do it that way, I'll be down for it. I mean, like I said at the beginning of this video, this was purely because Vince didn't like it. Management didn't like he got over. They hated that. They wanted the gimmick to be something to keep him where he is, mid-card at best, and he was getting main event chants, main event love from the crowd, and they didn't like it. And they just threw away money. The guy that loves money and Vince McMahon just threw it away because it wasn't his idea. It's stupid. It's some of the dumbest stuff. Hey, comment down below. Let me know. How do y'all feel about Rusev potentially being back in WWE? And what type of feud? Who would you want to see Rusev go against in this second go around? Hell, I ain't gonna lie to you. Rusev, a babyface Rusev, going against a heel John Cena. Things have changed. That would be pretty cool. I would like to have an interaction with them. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about Rusev being back and all the other wrestling related news that we saw here on this video. But I appreciate all the love, support. Road to 150K. Appreciate y'all kicking it with me. See y'all next one. Peace.